If you're a follower of XRP or Ripple, or not really, and you're just really curious as to what's going on with it, and the case with the SEC, I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. This stuff gets weirder by the day. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about a couple of things. Number one, the price of XRP is hurtling towards $2 and most likely gonna go past it. At least that's what some of the chart analysts say. And now this is where this story gets really weird in the SEC versus Ripple coverage. John Deaton, who filed suit against the SEC on behalf of all XRP holders last week, laid out on a blog post on his website basically a timeline, a storyline of the former SEC chairs that actually brought this SEC lawsuit against Ripple and everything that they've been involved with, including their ties to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and how they actually profited. This stuff is getting crazy. You'll want to listen to this. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And on this channel, I'm covering the SEC versus Ripple case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, personal finance, and stimulus check updates. So if any of those topics interest you at all, go ahead, please click that subscribe button. And also don't forget to tap the bell notification icon. That way YouTube will actually notify you when I release a new video. And of course, I do that when there's new developments. And speaking of the SEC versus Ripple, there is always new developments. I guess you could say that for finance and crypto as a whole too. And if you're feeling really generous, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a big thumbs up. It really helps out a newer YouTube channel like this. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm and basically tells YouTube to share this video with other audiences. So if you are an XRP holder, you might want that extra exposure. Just saying. All right, guys, well, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So every single day, I follow several technical analysts that follow the charts of XRP, Bitcoin, and several others that I've been following closely. And if you follow this pretty close too, you probably no doubt go through Twitter and the Twitter feed. And if you type in XRP on Twitter, it's basically like scrolling through XRP chart porn. But the consensus that I've been seeing in the last 24 hours is that there looks like there's probably going to be a consolidation of XRP down to about the 145, maybe 150, $1.50 price point before it turns and makes a big run, well past $2 and who knows how much higher. Now these analysts that I watch, they're doing a variety of calculations and charting basically to come to that conclusion, but a couple of them have given some very short-term outlooks, and by short-term I mean like 3 to 6 months. And some of them are now saying that even with the SEC case going on, $3, $4, $5 is very likely, especially if Bitcoin hits that second part of the bull run for the remainder of the year. Now, there are others that say, well, the SEC case, that's really going to hinder XRP in terms of its price. But if the judge actually rules in favor of XRP, and especially if it gets relisted, especially if it goes back on Coinbase, then we could be seeing it $10 plus by the end of the year. Again, that's not my opinion. That's the opinion of some people that literally follow these charts morning, noon, and night. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think, well, you know what? I already know what you think. There's many of you that think it should be at $10 right now and that it's going to be at $1,000 by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to get there, but I've seen many of your comments and I know what you think. And speaking of things going to the moon, Elon Musk, like I said earlier, was going on Saturday Night Live, and he's been pumping Dogecoin a lot recently. Now, the last time he did it, he basically took Dogecoin and started pumping it heavily, and the price reacted accordingly. After a brief downturn, he then pumped it again, touting his appearance on Saturday Night Live, and it sent the price skyward once again. And honestly, I can't exactly sure why he's doing this, especially with Dogecoin, if he thinks it's funny or if he's actually personally invested in it. But it's kind of surprising because honestly, to me, he seems more like a cat kind of guy. But speaking of others who have had run-ins with the SEC, like Elon Musk, we're going to be talking about John Deaton and basically and all of the information that he's been outlining on his website, on his blog post, and I'll link to that in the description of this video below. You can go read more of that for yourself, but I'm just going to go over some of the highlights, some of the real interesting facts that he is painting a really, really interesting picture. And here's the thing, with his lawsuit, basically filing suit against the SEC on behalf of XRP holders, the SEC and Ripple both have to reply and respond to this lawsuit on Monday. So Monday, May 3rd, we're going to be getting a lot of news. We could be getting a ruling from Judge Netburn on the use of MOUs that the SEC was using. It looks like we're also going to be getting a 60-page response from the SEC as to why they think the judge should throw out the requests to throw out the personal lawsuits of Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. And we're also going to be hearing back from Ripple as to why they don't consent to that. So that's all coming up on Monday, and I'm definitely going to be making videos and covering that. So like I said, if you're not subscribed to this channel already, go ahead and subscribe, because as these new developments come out, a lot more of these videos are going to be coming out. Okay, so John Deaton, what he's doing is kind of basically painting a picture of all the corruption, or I should say corruption, so I don't get in trouble, at the SEC, or the former chairs that were running the SEC. So I'm just going to go over a couple of points that he actually laid out in his blog, and it goes over a timeline of everything that Jay Clayton, William Hinman, and Mark Berger had been involved with before, during, and after their time at the SEC. And if you're an XRP holder, you're really going to find this interesting. And when I say corruption, that's a strong word. Now, you could make the point that some of these things sound like corruption, but a lot of people would probably argue that this more sounds like a conflict of interest than out-and-out corruption. But here we go. I'm just going to go over a few things, and I'll let you guys form your own opinion. And I'm not going to go over every single point. I will let you guys do that. Like I said, I'll link to this in the description down below. But now here's some of the more interesting points. In January of 2017, Jay Clayton was nominated as chairman by President Donald Trump, despite widespread concerns of Clayton's numerous conflict of interest. He was ultimately sworn in on May 4th, 2017. The conflict of interests are actually many, especially regarding the crypto space. On May 9th, 2017, William Hinman was named the director of the Division of Corporate Finance at the SEC. Upon his appointment to the SEC, Hinman left his post at law firm Simpson Thacher, which sits on the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance and represents cryptocurrency-related financial interests. But he continued to receive millions in financial payments from the firm. In short, Hinman had a clear financial interest tied to the regulatory action by the SEC related to cryptocurrencies, while he was serving in a top SEC position. This was something that one former SEC ethics lawyer said was a little unsettling. Yeah, you think? In 2018, Clayton publicly declared Bitcoin was not a security, and that sent the price of Bitcoin soaring at the time. 2018, during a Yahoo Finance Summit in San Francisco, Hinman declared that Ethereum token, Ether, is not a security. That also sent the price of Ether skyrocketing. In 2019, Simpson Thacher led a Chinese-based crypto mining company, Canaan, to their IPO. Canaan provides the technology for mining Bitcoin and is publicly bullish on Bitcoin. Hinman was still at the SEC when this happened, and he's still collecting checks from Simpson Thacher. On December 4th, 2020, Hinman resigned from the SEC. December 22nd, Clayton's last day in office, the SEC Enforcement Division, led by Berger, filed its lawsuit against Ripple and its executives, alleging that XRP sales over the last 7 years were unregistered security trades. The complaint indicates all sales were illegal, therefore ensnaring millions of people who hold XRP, but some of which who have never even heard of Ripple. They just trade XRP. Then the price of XRP plummeted. On January 12, 2021, Acting Enforcement Director Mark Berger announced his resignation from the SEC, departing the agency at the end of the month. On January 12th, this is where it gets really crazy. On January 12th, 2021, Bloomberg reported that Hinman would be returning to the law firm Simpson Thacher, which continues to still sit on the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. Government documents indicate that Hinman received over $15 million in payments from Simpson Thacher over the 4 years that he served at the SEC. On March 29, 2021, Bloomberg reported that Clayton had accepted a position at One River Asset Management, a digital asset hedge fund focused exclusively on Bitcoin and Ether. In its case against Ripple, the SEC attorneys have been fighting tooth and nail not to adhere to the One River Asset Management subpoena, more likely an attempt to keep potentially incriminating evidence about Clayton's compensation from coming to light. And on April 15, 2021, Bloomberg reported that Berger was joining Hinman as a partner at Simpson Thacher. So basically what he's laying out here and trying to paint the picture of is that they had major conflicts of interest and major ties to the success of both Bitcoin and Ethereum because of the companies that they were tied to and their compensation. Now, of course, this rabbit hole goes very deep. And on Twitter, somebody asked the counsel for Ripple, can these guys be sued? And they actually responded and said, well, they can, but typically people in former positions of power, typically it just doesn't stick. But this one's really interesting because this isn't just revolving around the United States. Ripple and XRP is a global commodity. I will link to that blog post down below. There's much more. There's a lot more. Those are just some of the highlights. And like I said, Monday is going to be a big day with a ton of information coming out. So be sure to be subscribed to this channel and click the bell notification icon. That way you'll be notified when I release those videos. If you want to follow along with this or stimulus check updates, other cryptocurrency news, and personal finance matters, then definitely subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys on the next video.